Okay. So the book of Kadam, the book and then subject is the Jewel of Garland by Atisha. That is our topic. So we are on a chapter 11. It's called How to Nurture Sublime Being and Their Deeds. So we finish, again, let me read again the root text. Do you need a microphone?
Yes.
Right? Okay. Let me post it.
Oh, yeah.
Good morning, Geshe.
Good morning.
Good morning. How is Chappelle doing?
I think it's doing good.
Okay.
Recovering now.
I'm doing okay. Thank you for asking.
Oh, you're here?
Oh, you're
Oh,
here.
okay.
Yes.
Get well soon, Chappelle.
Well, thank you very much.
Okay. It works now? Okay. Oh, yeah. So let me read the root text, which is 4 lines. It's saying, renounce negative friendship, and rely on a spiritual friend, engage a holy teacher, discard hostile and unhappy mental state, and venture forth to where happiness lies. So within this, we continue talking about the first, renounce negative friends, right? Okay. So the renounce negative friends, it's actually talking until we become strong, right? So the environment is so important because environment can easily drive our life here and there. So because when we are out of control or we not have enough strong mind strength, right? So therefore, at the beginning, keep saying, define it out the solitary place, be more solitude your mind, body, speech, mind. And now it's talking also stay away from the negative friends. The negative friends don't think always as some kind of external or physical friends. So most dangerous negative friend is within us, which is our negative emotions, right? So, and then that's how we're talking here. And now we are on here. They say here, the one who reside in samsara but remain unmoved. Yeah. So next page. And who, when it comes time to work for other welfare, seek solitude. Such a one learn in scholarship is your negative friend. Okay. So it can't be confused. We usually we say you should learn more. Not really encourage you to become a scholar, but definitely learn more. So the scholar is kind of like a title. That's so, but here saying the learn in scholarship is your negative friends who is not engaged above two, which is not welfare to other, and then which is like keep remaining on samsara, or means like you are keep circling within your daily suffering. So who have no idea, who are not try to out from your daily suffering, or who try not altruism mind or not welfare to others. So those even learner one is could be cause or harms to you, both external and internal, right? Even yourself is very learned, but if you not to those two actions, and it harms to you, and of course the external ones, because they do have skill, they do have an intelligence, but the intention is not pure. So who do not have an intention pure, then all this intelligence and then skill is turning more into the negative, right? When it's turning into negative, of course, it harms to you and others, right? So that's the saying. Therefore, just becoming a scholar is not important, right? So, but we always should know why we're learning and why have to be well learned any education things. So I spoke like a few classes about like the reason of the learning, but just continuous thing why we're learning, right? So far, the first answer will come in our mind. I study because for my job. So this is not the ultimate reason. This is not the main reason we're learning, right? So otherwise, there are many others country there. Since young, they just send into the workshop and here and there, right? It's not necessary to be go to college and school to finding a job. So the we will be more easy find the job, but it's not necessary to make more money from your like studies, right? It could be it possible. Also, we see that some uneducated make more money, right? So therefore, study is actually is not for only for the finding job, right? It's connected with the both your life and world actually. So if you more learn that much, you can concerning about the world and environment and so on, right? How much you concerning it, that much you take responsibility. So how much you take responsibility, that much better. So this is the community, how teamwork to do better in this world, right? So I think this is the ultimate reason that we educating too young. So they should know what actually it is. And once they know, then they know better deal with all these things, right? So, and it's really connected to the world peace through by your individual peace. So therefore, actually we should learn for it. So, but if you not learn for those, then everything you learn just for make money or just defeating other, or you're just gaining something in your life, or you like not take any responsibility world and your environments. So then whatever you learn is not useful, actually, right? Not useful or wrong way to use it. So that's the saying, just learner is not the important. So the reason for learning, you should just keep it. Therefore, saying it's your negative friends, because your skill and your intelligence could be harms to you, right? It could be ruin your life. It also definitely could be harms to other. And other intelligence that skill could be harms to us when they're missing the good heart or good motivations or the moral ethics, right? So that's the saying here. Okay. I think otherwise, yeah. When I look at the first line in Tibetan, here translate the one who reside in samsara but remain unmoved. I'm not really understand the word in Tibetan, so then I'm just following English how to translate it. So that's just I think. And then if we talk regarding Buddhism, even who are free from samsara, like arhat, they are completely free from suffering, their own. And definitely they will not harms to others. Because all this evil, the most dangerous or root cause of suffering for self and others is the self-grasping, and they eliminate it forever, right? The arhat. But still they're missing the welfare to others. It could be not harms as a bring us painful suffering, but it could be ruining their life, right? So because it's not part of the completed to completed enlightened, right? Not the complete enlightened. So just become arhat.
Maybe could do the mic a little bit closer.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Speak a little bit.
Sure. Well, maybe a little up. Okay. How about now? It's better?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I tried to share regarding the Buddhist side, who are free from samsara, by still missing the welfare to others. It's harms. It's harms means they waste their time, right? It's not like it brings us suffering. So that is also the meaning here. But I'm not just talking details. That's the good. So now next line is one who takes from the hands of those who give without possessiveness, right? It's correct my pronunciation, please. And who says a person of or no wealth has no happiness. So do not give away wealth, but keep it. Such kind-hearted or kind-hearted person is your negative friend. Right? So the kind heart, it's a kind of like a kind heart, not a really kind heart, right? So sometimes we confuse people, we think people supporting to me and helping me, or like helping me or giving me good advice, but could be is ruined. It could be harms, right? So take example here. So who is really supportive to you, and then it's your close friend, and try to stop your generosity practice. Their concerning could be right? Their concerning is okay. If you give them everything, what you have it, then you will lose your happiness, right? So they have good reason, and then also once you have more, like become wealth and so resource, you are not just being happy, also you will become powerful. But when you give out like giving it to others, then it could be lose both your powers and happiness. So better not give it. So here saying hold your hand means not just holding your hand, means just give you advice, don't give it, right? So hands those who give without possessing, that means, right? And then the advice is saying a person no wealth has no happiness. So then this is how give advice, right? And then as I said, at the one point, it could be right, but hiddenly it's harms, right? Because it's like it's kind of like supporting us to develop our stinginess and desire. So don't give it, keep it. And then there are 1,000 reasons why don't give it, right? Don't do generosity practice because there are 1,000 reasons. So those, there are two other side reasons. Someone say, oh, do more practice of generosity. And then there are 1,000 reasons. There are a lot of reasons there. And then other side here say, do not do practice those. Then they do have a reason. Both reasons could be some point, it's right? But we have to look at, and the final, at the final goal, like what to call, it's ultimately what happening with us. It's harms or it's bring more benefit. That's how we need to measuring and think. So otherwise, both advices make sense. Both advice is good, right? We cannot say, oh, your advice is wrong. But we do have to think when we give those advice. So that's kind persons who supporting like with the ignorance, who supporting with just emotion, who do not know the long-term goal and what the long-term benefits are. So, and based on their knowledge, they're giving advice, which is like nice, but we have to think. So therefore it's counted here. That kind heart is the person of negative friend, right? You understand? Okay. So yes, so do not give away wealth, but keep it. So this is not the few, are a lot of people give this advice, right? I mentioned like one of our class, even the parents concerning that they have a worry about if we teach more compassion to their own children, then they become a more weakness, and they cannot defeat themselves. They cannot protect themselves. This is the many parents worry about that. So therefore, not that much compassion we need to teach for children. So take limited. So you know, their reason is what they see is infirm, right? So, and their reason that not protecting means which way, right? So, and then who teaching us compassion also saying it will protect you better, which way? So one is saying it will not protect it, and another saying is protect you better. Both we need to be contemplating on it, a lot of like examining and contemplating on it. Otherwise, if you just go with easy with any advice, definitely a lot of confusions comes in our daily life, and then yeah, we will not gain what really we're looking for, right? So therefore, so we sometimes we think, okay, people who say not become a kind-hearted or not just teach to children the kind and compassion because they cannot protect themselves, right? So, and then I'm saying, yes, teach compassion and kind heart to children because protect better. So, but how we need to analyze, we need to think what reason they're giving us, right? So we more reflecting on their reason, and not one time, two time. You have to like a reflecting or contemplating long and with many different reasons. So then we'll understand. Otherwise, like at the moment, definitely emotion talks. When it's emotion talks, even the wisdom talks, is a limited wisdom, which you know, that much you agree. Which you don't know, you would not agree, right? So it could be we might lost the like a very beneficial things at the deciding at the moment. Even you reflecting or examining like a few times, not really brings you exactly the meaning or perfect reason that what you need to engage or practice, right? So therefore, in the one subject, like I say, kind-hearted, need to be think loud for both reason. You know, here's a no, here's a yes. So what giving reason yes, and then what giving reason for no, and then you need to think. So, but again, why I'm encourage you to think or reflecting or contemplating more on it, because our five sense consciousness is too strong. Most of the time we decided with we decided with the five sense consciousness. Whatever we see is whatever we hear, right? So that's how we decided. So it could be wrong. It could be like not the long-term beneficials, right? So therefore takes more time. So yeah, that's use more like your mental consciousness to contemplating on it. When we say wisdom, right? Wisdom is not the five sense consciousness. Wisdom is actually mental consciousness, right? So then when we say use the wisdom, definitely we use the mental consciousness to think and finalize. So therefore, if short term, definitely you will go with the five sense consciousness. Whatever you see is whatever you hear, right? So that again, it could be wrong. So this is the saying here, such a kind-hearted person is your negative friend. Yeah, actually, our friend, they do have kind of like a empathy for us and they love to us, right? But their advice is not necessary to turn into helpful, right? But you keep value their life. I mean, like their love. You can value their empathy, which is help for you, but you're not necessary to value their advice. But their advice is not telling you intently, right? So, which is wrong advice to you. It's not intention there because they love, but their ignorance, right? So their ignorance will take limited understand, and then that advice could be harms, right? So that's always differentiated between those things, even your parents, right? That definitely almost no question there. The parents love or not love to children, right? Definitely love. So there are no question. It value it. The parent advice is not always like a helpful or the long-term beneficial, not necessary, right? So differentiate these two and respect their love and respect. But when you see their advice is not really long beneficial, definitely you can discussion with them, right? Because they are ignorantly saying, when they see better wisdom from you, I 100% sure they agree with you. They will not stubborn that saying, oh yeah, you have to do my way, or you have to do after your discussion, right? After their knows. So that I believe that definitely they follow better for you and better wisdom after discussion, whatever conclusions comes, right? When they knows, then they will change it. So therefore, you can discussion with them, or you can think by yourself, whatever advice gives, right? The simple advice things, okay, like the many moral ethics, simple things, they do have a more, like adults has more experiences than children's. Therefore, some kind of moral ethics, there are no need to be questioned. You just can follow simple things. But there's some other deep things, like regarding your life or meaning of life or your behavior or your future life. Those are kind of deep concerning, right? So therefore, any advice comes to your future life or your entire life, then you really take time to think. Even your parents said that. Even your teacher and professor said that. Even Geshe and Lama said that. You should think, right? You should think. So that's important part. But once you reflecting, or once you examining their advice, it's not counted as a disrespect, right? Because you are examining honestly, right? It's like a sincere mind. It's not associated with any like attachment, anger, jealousy, and so on, right? That's a more sincere. Examining with a sincere, I think this is right to do it. Not counted as disrespect, right? Therefore, so all these things differentiated, and then will be okay. Otherwise, sometimes, oh yeah, I'm not respecting to my parents because I'm just not listening their advice. Not listening and examining is different again, right? So you can examining their advice, but listening, not listening after conclusions, right? So if you found anything that their advice is not helpful, as I mentioned, you can discussion with them. They will accept it. So same brother, sister, friend, every, I'm just mentioning parents as example here. This is the most of the time we receiving advice, and then pure love with their pure love, right? So, and then your friend as well, your brother, sister as well. So that's this important part to apply in your life before you know the clear what advice is, what benefit is. Is this clear? Okay. Any further discussion on it? You have thoughts, right or wrong?
I have a
Okay.
question.
Sorry.
I have a question, Geshe.
Uh-huh.
You were talking about the parents who are reluctant they're concerned about their children learning compassion because they won't be able to defend themselves. Is there a way to teach children about, you've talked about wrathful compassion, that you actually can defend yourself, but can you say anything about that?
I think, yeah, wrathful compassion definitely helpful. I don't know how much understand the children will understand that part, wrathful compassion, right? So my suggestion is just begin with a general compassion and kind. So so kind mind, let's say when we teach the children might be one time or two time, they might lose, but not every single time. So when we see two time, one time, you understand lose means like they go to school and then the friends taking advantage from the children's, and as we teach them be kind and then give up. So we think it's like a children, our children's losing something, right? So because someone taking advance from my children's. So, and then my belief actually, yes, 1 or 2 times they want to take advance in general, right? And once they realize this their friend is nice, they will be better treat them. That's one belief. But someone they are always being negative.
Mhm.
That doesn't matter. Either you generate compassion or not, they are not going to change. If they get chance, they always take advance. Even you are wrathful, even you are out of compassion, doesn't matter, right? Some person they are always take advance. So if you're not learning or not practice compassion and kind because they're taking advance, this negative person always take advance, then whatever you do, they take advance.
Mhm.
Then what makes you different than not learning compassion? Right? So even you're wrathful or you are strong or you're fighting back, but still, once they get a chance, they will take advance with a smile, right? So therefore, again, I believe that who have a kind heart, it would takes time that people understand. Once the people understand, always treat best. They respect too much.
Mhm.
So, and then they think, oh yeah, this kid is special, don't harm it. Very kind-hearted.
Okay.
They must say that, right? So I see it in many our daily life, not the only children, even the adults who are very having great patience, like kind-hearted and very strong empathy to others. Almost people are respect to them, right? So when they meet that kind of person, they will never have a negative thoughts. There's no reason to have negative thoughts, right? Once they do not have a negative thoughts, there are no negative intention as well. Then never actions there, negative actions there, right? This is how connected to action between intentions. So therefore, we keep encourage saying you are just be compassionate and learn more. You never lose it. So this what we're saying, right? So therefore, the temporarily they cease, and then again, the one point that I think it's important, even we not teach them compassion or be kind to others, but still someone will take advice from that person no matter, right? So therefore it's not really not makes you different that you're not teaching them kind hearted or not giving advice to be compassionate and kind hearted, right? It's not really makes different.
Okay.
You understand, right?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Even we adult, just see again, it will take time. People understand your kind heart. But once you understand, you will be more free from suffering. You will be more peace. You will be receive more respect from others. That's definitely, I strongly believe on it. I'm not just saying from text, right? Text, of course, is clear to say that. And then also my experience with my friends, with my teachers. I'm not that kind. I'm not saying I'm gentle and kind, right? I'm not that kind, but my friends, my teachers, who I always connected, so people respected too much to them. That's the clearly good example as to, yes, that's exactly functioning and working how it talks in teaching. So, right?
Okay. Thank you, Geshe.
Yeah. Okay. Any other question and discussion? Uh-huh.
So when someone is giving you this sort of, advice saying, oh yeah, you shouldn't be generous, you should hold on to your wealth, because, it's gonna help you. Is it worth arguing and debating with that person, or should you just not listen, just, you know?
Oh yeah, not arguing. It's depend on the person, right? This very much depend on person, but most of the time, just leave it there. No argue. There's no reason to argue because yeah, sometime when like the Geshe and Lobsang there, right? So when we have a lunch and dinner, we began debate. And then Lobsang asking question, you debating for winning or you debating for reasoning? That's his ask question, right? Because if you say you debating for winning, then skip it. No matter how much you debate, they will say something because they debated for winning, right? Until they win, they will say something. Maybe could be turned into the argument. So someone debating with you or someone like arguing with you with the winning, just better leave it there, right? Someone sincerely try to understand, then it's good to debate or just discussion. It's good to discussion, right? So, but our ego always led us to for winning, right? It's the beginning part is we don't have any, when we begin discussion, it's clear, we don't have pure mind. At the moment, pure intention there, right? And when you close to lose, the ego talks then oh yeah, I shouldn't lose. Then since then that discussion is not really turned nice because the now ego talks, right? So that's happening a lot with us and even ourselves. For others we're doing same way, and when we see others they do same to us, right? So therefore it's good to know time and perfect person to discussion or not. And then also from yourself to change better, right? So if as we know that now I'm discussing with others or debating with other for my ego or winnings, then you just subdue it before you continue to move forward, right? So and then it will be turned better. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes people actually don't want listening. They only want to talk, right? So, and then they said it what they wanted. What they said it, what they wish it. And then returning, saying something, they are blocked. So then better leave it there, right? Okay. So then we can move to next here, saying, so other may have no ill while they are let down. You see that, right? Okay. By befriending those who do all sort of ills, like the son who slay people and doms his father, those with evil karma are your negative friends. Okay. Evil karma means action, okay? It's the evil actions, yeah. So, but again, it continues talking just in your daily life, being like you be friend with the positive and good persons. If you continue being friend with the negative persons, actually it will ruin your life again, right? So even you don't have any intentions to harm others, or you're not taking any actions to harm others as your friends does, then it's influence to you. It's then within society or friends, other friends in your life, there's so many harms, right? Because you might lose your reputations. That's one thing, and then other things. It's influence to you. Those negativities, and then your habits more connected with their habits, which is negative, and then it's really turn negative, then it always harms to yourself and others, right? So therefore it's saying that who take those actions always, who always think negative, may better stay away from them. But when we say stay away from them, we should notice one thing. Okay, we try to stay away from them who are constantly thinking negative and constantly taking negative actions, right? Why we stay away? It's only that it comes to you, or it's causing you suffering more. It's more like a harms. What reason actually? We have to think, right? So you are stay away from them, and then as yourself continuously having these negative thoughts and negative actions. What makes different, right? There's no reason to stay away from them. So so main reason that we are stay away from them is not influenced us. It's not connected their habits. It's not turn my habit to their habits, right? So that's the reason. So, but if you continue to do by yourself, even you stay away from there, then there are no reason. You are changing, not training your habits. You continuously being negative, right? So therefore, you should know the reason we say stay away from them, because you need to getting better or stronger.
Sorry, I just have a question about that.
Uh-huh.
So I definitely have experienced this in my own life, with people who have super negative and kind of down energy and how it kind of affects your own well-being. I'm wondering though about taking the context of not necessarily disassociating yourself from these people with negative but associating with them for the purpose of demonstrating compassion in the hope that they might in turn take on some of that and lighten their karma a little bit. So is it best to avoid them altogether or associate with the intention of demonstrating compassion for them?
So if you are really strong,
right,
then you can start, as I said, with that way, right? If you are not strong, better stay away from them. So this is the whole reason, say stay away from them is not forever, right? This very much depend on how much you are strong or not strong, right? If your mind and everything easily can change by their actions, better stay away from there because you're not strong. Or while you are trying to help them to reduce their bad karma, to associating with them. So, but at the same time, you get more hesitated, tired, anger, and then better stay away from them because you're not ready for do that, right? So this is the important part. So the Buddhists keep saying that you cultivate compassion to others and be practice of kindness to others. But right now, time is not time that you are helping others. Looks like it's a conflict, right? But what really saying between this is saying sometimes, in general saying, yes, continuous cultivate compassion. And other welfare to other is the best way to getting your happiness. That's generally teaching, right? Kind. But also, same Buddha teaching might say, okay, this is not time to helping others. This is not time to be kind to others, right? What do you see between these? You see this like a difference between these two? It's not time, or generally you do it? You see different with it? Okay. So yeah, because it's not time. Because you're not ready to do that. That's the saying. You're not ready for do that. Because you are going outside and then physically benefiting to other or helping other. Your intention has to be strong, same as motivation has to be strong and clear, which is not affected by any kind of other conditions.
So I get the sense that you have to be both very consciously and emotionally strong on the endeavor.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
So my second topics are not related with your answer. It's connected in general.
Right.
Yeah, in general, all of us right now, the Buddhist generals say that. So therefore, always should know that, yes, I need to be cultivate compassion, but it's not time to help them. Looks like a conflict, but is a better way to do that. Yeah.
See a lot of people compare it to like when you're on an airplane and like the flight attendants giving the instructions, they say in case of an emergency, they need to put the oxygen masks make sure to put on your own before you help someone
Uh-huh.
else with theirs, or else neither of you are
Oh,
gonna.
okay, yeah. So that's is the simple things, right? But this analogy we cannot use for compassion. You mean like the fly in airplane is like a dropping that, yeah. Oh yeah, first you wear yourself. Okay, yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. Understand, yeah. So this is the exactly it says, right? But at the first time when we hear that, it's not make sense. First to me. But when we think deep reason, of course, if you are weak, then how can you help others, right? This is the exactly. I think it's good. Yeah, the good example for the Buddhist compassion practice. So therefore, always keep in your mind. In generally, it has to be compassion. Cultivate compassion every day, every single moment. But the time there, sometime that not ready for help, then it's not time for help others, right? So even you see someone having strong suffering, what we can do it, right? So, but it's not time means we're not really saying you never ever help. Just your ban, it's not really say bend your hand, right? It's not say you never ever help, right? So how much you do have ability, that much help. The further we wish to help, but we cannot. So therefore, better not take action on it, right? So it's do act based on your ability, which is not harms from both other and self, right? So this is the how we need to take compassion action and then cultivate compassion. So cultivate compassion is always first before you take compassion actions. But here reverse. Before you cultivate compassion, you take compassion action. Then finally turns into the wrong, right? It's a suffering, more suffering. Then it comes, okay, self-compassion needed then. Self-compassion actually comes from there, right? So you're not ready for act. You're not ready for act, then you act overly. Evolve like beyond your ability, then we realize that we feel that, oh, I need a self-compassion. It's too much for me, right? That's actually your act overly, right? So if you act exactly that what you have ability, you will now feel that I need a self-compassion, right? Just continues go with the compassion for others. This is the understanding, right? So make sense? Okay. So, okay, that's one thing. And then next, again, there are 4 kinds of evil friends here. Failing to honor the sublime. Sublime here is considered like the learned, knowledgeable persons, and also who give us advice, the good and bad and wrong and right things, those kind of considered as sublime, right here. But sublime, there are many people there, as I earlier mentioned. We need to examining whoever give advice, whoever, doesn't matter, right? Whoever gives you advice, we need to examining. Even Buddha, that's true, right? But that I'm more connected with a general person, right? But the sublime here is included who knows exactly. But still, we need to examining people we take because they know, we don't know, right? So until we know, we should take examining. But here, considered as sublime, who knows what is exactly wrong and right, and good and bad. So based on that, who support you, give advice, or like who is very knowledgeable and disdainful and kind, that kind of person is we consider here sublime. Okay, so failing honor to the sublime, and he nurture negative friends. What this really means here, nurtures negative friends means here what we're doing is we consider our friend is actually who's listening to me, and then who's following me, who's wish fulfilling, right? So my own wish, right? Who is accepting my thoughts. And that's we consider very close friend, dearest friend, right? So who do and say opposite than your thoughts, who do and opposite do and says opposite than your wish, then we can say it's not friend. What really decided good friend or not good friend is actually you, your wish, right? So easy to take example that the alcoholistic, right? So giving them is alcoholics, they think is very good friend, right? But who try to stop, they think is not good friend. And then you can take this as example for any activities in our daily life. So if we just follow us or just wish and who is supporting to my wish, thinking is best, is not necessary actually is best, right? So so therefore saying the sublime being who really give you advice by their own experience, by their knowledge, but it's not suitable with us, it's not make sense to us, or it's not matching with my thought and wish, we will not take it. We will not just simply not taking it advice, maybe we will argue them, we will disrespect to them, right? Because it's not suitable with them, not matching with my thoughts and my wish. But rethink it. What I have a wish right now, what I have a thought right now, it's occur to have, or it is good to have those, or it's like a more toward positive or not. If you rethink it, then you will exactly the follows, right? If you do not rethink your daily thoughts and like an intention and wish you are, so then this is how comes that actually who gives you exactly the advice you might against to them, and then who support to you negatively, you might like them. Once we like them, this is our best friend, right? So therefore, this is exactly saying, you don't know how to deal with a friend, or you don't know how to find the friend. This is saying actually here, right? So you should be the friend exactly who supportive for your long-term benefit, right? You shouldn't be friend that who always listening to you, doesn't matter it's harms or not harms to you, but keep listening you. It's shouldn't be the friend with them, because it's continuously supporting, increase your negative wish, increase your ignorance. It's not really support you getting more wisdom, right? Because as we have ignorance, based on my ignorance, my intentions associated with that ignorance, and then as well as the follow actions are, which is driven by intention, also associated with ignorance. It means every intentions, thoughts, and actions are associated with ignorance. And who's supporting us? Actually, it's supporting us to continue being with ignorance, continues be a ignorance people, right? It's not educating us. It's not like brings us great wisdom, right? So that could be considered an evil friend, but for us, best friend, not evil friend. But who is our evil friend? Us, who is not support your thoughts, who's really sincerely teach you the path to gaining more happiness. These are not our best friends, because not matching with my thoughts and intentions. That's all reason, right? See, it's clearly see that how much we are driven by our own emotion, not the wisdom. So this is the first line saying here, failing to honor to sublime in nature negative friends. So this is the meaning. Understand, right? Clear? And then saying the failing to serve his or her parents, but in this lines it says his friends, a son, or like a more connected to the male. But reason is same, here male or female, right? So the failing to serve his parents, he nurtured Dominus, Diminus, okay. Who is Diminus? So this is again one of our daily action, right? We are keep ignoring our parents, and most of the time we stay away from our parents, not serve well. But you do something serve well in your daily life. To whom? It's not that person who is being with you since young, since child. Knows each other very well since child, right? But you are treating very well and very well serving to some friend there, who's you meet after a long time. Like it's what called the person is unknown, always say. Yeah, I forget the words. What do you use word people that who you never knows?
Acquaintance or somebody that's not very close to you.
Yeah, that's close. Yeah, it has a word in it. Sorry, stranger. Yeah, stranger. Yeah, stranger. Yeah. So, but actually, those are stranger for us. Look, after 18, 20, 30s, when we meet some kind of it's stranger, right? Because we don't know each other at a long time. But when you see the stranger, and then you serve very well and very treat well, but who is long benefit to you, who is very kind to you, or who connected with us since child, that not really respected, right? So again, it's really meaning saying is not really saying that all the strangers are bad. Not really saying that. But the way of respecting, if you can do equally, that's wonderful then, right? This is all the point we needed. But very biased, so the stranger who you meet after, serve well, giving up everything for them, even your life, sacrifice. For your parents, even you don't want to give the time. Of course, you forget about the sacrifice things, right? So, so then he's saying, yes, this is one thing's a lot of happening in our daily life, but we shouldn't forget. Really wants to serve, right? And then we not really do it like a bias, because that once we meet a stranger, almost we're giving up life for that stranger. What is really intention driven by? Could be attachment, a desire. So you see someone there and you connect it, their external beauty and handsome. And since then you like it. And then you keep describing in your mind how wonderful, how wonderful, how wonderful. That way your desires way increases. And that's what makes you to sacrifice life for them, not for parents. So actually the desire deepens it. The connection to the parents, it's a kindness, right? The connection to the stranger, desire. It's the source of connection is big different. So, but knowing that what conclusion is, we have to serve equally. If you do more bias, then you are toward to more negatives. This is the part of the evil friends. That the part of evil friends means not saying that person is bad, right? So the part of evil saying it's like yourself is more to kind of changing or connected to the negatives. This is saying here. Okay. I just warn to you, when we talk the textbook, which is written by before we born, right? Definitely it talks generally things. Don't take as a personal. But it will connect with our personal, right? That's definitely individually, it's connected. But once it connected, you learn. That's all we need to do it. You don't take, oh, I'm bad. You don't take it that much. Oh yeah, I need to learn that. I need to change this. That's not how we need to learn, right? So that's how I mean, don't take it personal. Don't take it, oh, I'm bad, or they are bad. Not that way. So before it talks before we born, what is it, 11th centuries, right? So still is fresh, all this what happening in the earlier time still continues happening, even getting more worse, right? So because the source, they knows what our daily actions are actually driven by all this negative emotion. As well as you follow the negative emotion, you cannot treat well for everyone's equally, or even your best friends who close to you, you cannot treat well, because always condition is there, as well as your intentions, actions are connected with a negative emotion, always condition there. And then conditions turn nice, you're good. Conditions turn bad, you're bad then. You're not really considering the person, right? At the finalize, everything is my self-centeredness and my self-equal, right? So even, this is the very central. Self-centeredness means like you are very centrist, and everyone should be respect to you. Everyone should be follow your wish. Everyone should be nice to you. But you don't have to do return that. You don't have to be return their kinds, right? So this is how naturally happenings. This is how the nature of our human beings or every other beings. And based on that, what actions coming is telling us. If you do have that kind of intention, those actions will become, but this is wrong, this is right. You follow it, you ignore it, or you eliminate it. This is how we learn it, advice, right? Okay. I think it's one time it's happening in Europe. One Geshe give the lecture in the class, right? And after finish the class, and then someone comes to meet that Geshe. And then they come and say, how you know everything what I did it? And then you keep criticizing to me. Why? How we know this person is really doing that kind of things, right? We never knows. But they take really personal. This is the problem. So, okay, anyhow. Let me finish another next two line. Say, failing to what called?
Reciprocate.
Or reciprocate. We're failing to reciprocate kindness. He is swept into retaliations, right? So that's again happening in this world, in our daily life again. It's kind of saying here, blood drop on the ocean milk, right? The fully white color, or you can say the ink drop on the white peppers. Entire peppers are white. One drop, it's ruining it. One drop not really sees that pepper is clean, but the 99% is clean, right? But the one drop makes that. What it really means is, who is kind to you every time? who supported you every time. But one bad things, one wrong things, you change everything. You see it's entire is bad. This is the how it happening with us. If you're not really mindful or with conscientiousness, not think or not mindful, that's happening with us, you know, you and me and everyone's. So, one mistake can ruin the 100 kindness, right? So this is happening, but it's actually not on us, isn't it? Because we are not on us, but this is how deluded us to think. It's delusion. So, but if we more like a attention on it or more mindful thing, then you can differentiate it. Okay, today one time did wrong. Okay, it's okay. Because 100 times until today, it's be kind to me. But one time did wrong. It's true. I'm taking overly on it. Why? You know, you will think that kind of things if you're more mindful. But again, if you're not, then it costs you like a says that is my worst enemies, right? Because of one time mistake. There's a saying here. And then since then it say he is swept into retaliations. Retaliations means, of course, we have to be repay their kindness, but at least not criticize, not blame, not harms to them, right? So that's generally we do. We have to do it, but after we disliking or we feel very negative with this person with the one mistake, since then we keep talking negative on these persons. Of course, there are no repaying kindness, right? But keep criticize, keep blaming, or keep harming. That's how we do, because one reason mistake, right? One mistake is the reason. There's a saying here, and then he who has no discipline is your negative friends. Okay, that's, I think we already covered the earliers. Yeah. Someone has a question?
No, the text.
Just gotta change the page.
Yeah, we just need to see the text.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so the discipline we talk a lot. I'm not going to repeat it again. So, but here again, what really saying is no concerning other or no shame. That's actually why we keep breaking our vows, why we are not to follow the ethic discipline or ethic moral, because shame, what called shame, what is it, shameful and not concerning other. That's we do have it. That's just how lead us, and mainly connected with the desire, right? Desire will be let you break all this moral ethics. Okay, so okay, I'm going to stop here, and then any question, further discussions, welcome.
I guess the question that I have in terms of like this whole concept of recognizing negative friends, because I see a lot of teachings about, you know, telling us that we shouldn't see faults in other people. But then at the same time, recognizing negative friends, it seems like you're trying to see a lot of faults in people. So how exactly do those come together? How do we balance those?
One more time, repeat it again.
Yeah, so like, I feel a lot of teachings about how you shouldn't look for faults in other people.
Look for faults, okay.
Find recognizing negative friend, it seems like we are seeing a lot of faults in other people.
Okay. That's very good question. Yeah. But if you can do that, not look at negative, and then so generally, definitely our negative emotion is not arises, right? The practically what happening is, as we do have an ignorance, it could be, you know, our life more maybe toward to the negative, because as generally we're not looking their fault, but sometimes we might follow them, right? As we follow, it could be you in the wrong, go to wrong directions. That's part we need to more aware. But the part that you keep looking them as a positive, it's try to protect your negative emotions, which is not manifested. Not, you know, if you keep seeing them as negative, the positive, then not anger there, right? So, and then not jealousy as well. So it will definitely help you to not manifest it, all this negative emotion. But it practically could be let you move forward into toward the wrong path or wrong result, right? That part we should consider. Yeah. So we can do both. Yeah. There are a lot of conflict. Yeah. Those kind of questions you should bring it. Then otherwise there are a lot of conflict there. Yeah. Okay. Any other question? Yeah, please go ahead.
I think the negative friends, you know, a lot of times they focus on removing it from your life,
Uh-huh.
but we often don't have that choice.
Uh-huh.
So I wonder how do we deal with negative friends when we have to kind of have them in our lives?
So that's true. That's true. In what I do in general, as you said, when I go outside, or many times I will meet the negative friends or negative people. What consider negative people means, again, I'm not saying they are bad. Ignorantly, right? Everyone has an ignorance. Ignorantly, whatever they act, it could be ruin my life. So whatever they give advice, it could be ruin my life. Therefore, I'm thinking in general, yes, majority, all of us has ignorance. Based on ignorance, our act, we think. So therefore, I should more attentions, because as I try to follow texts and who give advice from Buddha, I try to follow. This is my reliable. My karma is that I should rely, and the text advice, the value texts are which I should rely. Based on rely, then when I go out at preparing, there are a lot of negative there. So it makes me like a balance, you know, not take everything, because I'm already rely here, which I learned, right? And then I already prefer, could be they're wrong, you know. So then makes more clear to separate it, differentiate it between those things. And as I seize that differentiate, then I do have a control whether to follow or not follow. That's the main point. So otherwise, you know, stay away from that means, again, I already mentioned, it's not influenced to me. It not ruin my life. It's not change my life more negative, right? This is the main point. As we can control it, then it's fine. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is the thought, yeah. Any question on online?
No, Geshe, thank you.
Okay. So I think still we do have a few lines talks about negative friends, and then go back to the saying next line, saying that rely on a spiritual friends. Okay. And then we keep talking who are the spiritual friends. Okay. So if you do not have any questions, and then thank you so much. Have a wonderful time.
Thank you,
Geshe.
Geshe.
Thank
Talk to
you.
you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Good night.